G'day mates, it's the Doctor here, and today I'm going to be opening some structure decks today, because we got the recent released Cyber Strike structure deck with Cyber Dragons as well as Cyber Dark, so covering, well, 2 out of how many Cyber archetypes are there? There's Cyber Angels, and I'm sure there's others, but yes, as you can see, I do have a 2014 original Cyber Dragon structure deck, the Cyber Dragon Revolution. So now we get to compare the structure decks, old versus new. And even just from the packaging, like, it's smaller, but yep, also not as thick. But I think Konami made the right decision to save up on cardboard to create more structure deck boxes by reducing how much cardboard they use for the packaging. Yep, so the logo is the same, but you know, the original logo it's just fine, like a very metallic, really old, shiny text for the Yu-Gi-Oh logo, and this is just bland. Speaking of which, JonTron made a video of various logos or company logos getting downgraded, and I guess we could put Yu-Gi-Oh into that category as well. But anyway, let's compare the different structure decks, because I'm really sad to open something so old, but yep, I do have it, and it has a couple pieces missing for the newly released Cyber Dark structure deck. But I just want to talk about how Konami has been combining various archetypes together, like Raid Raptor Phantom Knights. We have Stardust Synchrons from Dawn of Majesty. Like, finally, Stardust and Synchrons synergized properly. And there's also Ojama XYZ. Like, that's a bit random, and I'm sure there's others, but those are 3 that come to mind. So, here we go. Oh, I'm so not happy to open this. But, yeah, what do you guys think of the new structure deck? And just how much Cyber Dragon has evolved over the years? Come on, come out. So there it is, Cyber Dragon Nova. That's something I noticed with recent structure decks as well, that for some reason, I'm pretty sure, if we open this up and pull out the... oh, there's a playmat. If we pull out the deck of cards... oh no, do I have to tear this open? Alright, well, it's torn open. Ah, screw it. Okay, so packaging, I guess, is a little more difficult. So, yes, there we go. Why aren't the cover cards, like, on the front of the packs? Like, that's just weird looking. Because they used to do that in the old days, but I guess maybe people kept damaging the cover cards when they tried to open it, because the packaging is, pretty tight, but I guess we'll see what it's like with, the older one. So I do have, tweezers to open the packaging with the older structure, or both of them, of course. So both these decks aren't complete Cyber Dragon decks. There was another one that combined, what was that set called? Like Legendary Decks or something? With Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. And I think it had Cyber Dragon Infinity, but I do have other copies or components for the Cyber Dragon deck, because this isn't a deck profile. I mean, come on, I'm just opening the set. But I do have some of the other pieces missing for a Cyber Dragon deck, like a cohesive deck. So I might as well show it now, that have Cyber Dragon Infinity. Yep, Cyber Dragon Infinity, Cyber Dragon Nova. I don't even know what Nova does. I just see people summon it and then instantly go into Cyber Dragon Infinity, which negates and steals cards. And now it's like $2, thanks to the Maximum Gold set. But even in Premium Gold, like, $2, really? Cyber Twin Dragon, a card that can attack twice, and has more attack points than the other fusion card. Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. But Rampage Dragon can pop spells and traps. So Cyber Dragon Dre, regular Cyber Dragon, 2 copies of Zwei or Zwei. Alternate artwork of Cyber Dragon. Then Proto Cyber Dragon, it's not good. Cyber Valley, Cyber Lava. The thing about these defensive cards, which I know Cyber Valley is in the Cyber Strike structure deck, that if you're going to play defensively, then you're just waiting for your opponent to end you at this point. Because in the old days, like 2014, the game was pretty slow. Now that the game is so fast, you have to set up as much disruption as you can to compete with your opponents. Like, if you're just setting up defense, then, I mean, good luck. So there's Armored Cyber, I don't think that's in the structure deck. Solar Windjammer, Jade Knight, a couple of what are they? The arcade spaceship cards? Like, that should be like an archetype to be fleshed out. Reflect Bounder, that's an old card. Light Hexial Fusion, so I believe with this card you can tribute it corresponding. That's a word that I don't usually see in Yu-Gi-Oh! Text. You can substitute it as any fusion material, you can tribute fusion. Yeah, I believe that's a special summon, not a fusion summon. Shining Angel, kind of funny. Cyber Repair Plant, Evolution Burst. Oh, there's a Super Poly. There's Power Bond, Limiter Removal. Like, Super Poly, wait, when was this limited in 2014? Because it was banned for a while, so at some point after 2014 it was banned? I wonder why. There's MST. You can never have enough reprints of MST. Cyber Network, Cybernetic Hidden Technology, Free of a Kind. I think this isn't a bad card, it just requires a bit of setup. If you control 3 or more monsters with the same name, target 3, destroy them. It's good, but yeah, because it's trap, it just, you have to wait a bit. Dimensional Prison, huh. And Call of a Haunted, that's such a common card. I think that's also in the structure deck, but here we go, the new one. So, structure decks can be very hit or miss, but I think they're really good for the game overall because you know what you're getting. And sometimes, as long as you get some other cards, like those structure decks can become the next tier 1, tier 2 competitive deck. Like, we didn't see that with the Spirit Charmers this year, nor did we see that for Ice Barriers, or even the Egyptian Gods. But then again, the Egyptian Gods were... what was that, Konami? The Egyptian Gods structure deck. So, Cyberdark Chimera, Cyberdark Realm, Cyber End Dragon, Cyber Dark End Dragon. I think there could have been a better name, but what would be a better name for this card? Please focus camera, thank you. What would be a better name for this card? Let me know in the comments. So, Cybernetic Horizon, like, it's just fascinating. Oh, I see the Infinity Impermanence, that's the chase card of the set. That's worth $10. Like, that's half the structure deck right there. Attachment, Cyber, and of course you gotta have Cyber Dragon. Is there only one copy? Well, I mean, it makes sense. If you're buying multiple structure decks, then there's no reason to make duplicates in a structure deck. Because you're gonna buy 3 structure decks and you have 3 copies of everything. So there's Y, Dre, Vire, Naxter. This card was in the Dual Power set, and I think this was reprinted in Legendary Duelist 3, the one with Zane. There's Cyber Dragon Core, Pharaohs, I think that's a search for Power Bond, and yeah, there's Cyber Valley, but that's pretty useless. Not sure how good the Cyberdark cards would be in here. I have to wait and see. There's a Kaiju, so we will be happy about Kaiju cards. Gizmex, it's weird to see like so many Gizmek cards, like it's just one by one, and now I guess they're the next Madolche archetype, like what I call a scattered archetype that Konami releases bits and pieces. I don't know if they do anything together, I don't know how many there are. So this is an interesting card, Gale Dogra. This should be useful in the deck, how you can send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, or you could just use Extra Foolish Burial is the name of the card. But I believe you cannot special summon monsters from the graveyard that were just sent from the extra deck without being summoned from the extra deck. So, in terms of ruling, guys, can you fusion summon, like, I believe the Cyberdark Chimera lets you fusion summon from the graveyard by banishing monsters from the graveyard, so can you still do that? Because pretty sure you can equip monsters from the graveyard if it was sent from the extra deck to, like Cyberdark and Dragon, or the other Cyberdarks. Because that's a gimmick with the structure deck here, that you can change your rulings of equipping monsters from your own graveyard, no matter what type, no matter what level, and from your opponent's graveyard as well. So, Cyber Emergency, this was like $40 when it came out, and now it's a structure deck card. But it was also reprinted in the Genesis Impact set. Speaking of Impact, there's a Cyber Dark Impact. To summon, I think this can only summon the Cyber Dark Dragon, and that's not good. There's another one which I think is in here. What's the other Cyber Dark? There we go. Cyber Darkness Dragon. Unfortunately, the Cyber Dark Impact doesn't work with it. I tried it in Duel Links and it doesn't work. It specifically has to be Cyber Dark Dragon. But yeah, Cyber Eternal is also damn good card. Target a machine Cyber Fusion in your graveyard. Return to the extra deck. Or special summon it, ignoring summoning conditions. So when it says ignoring summoning conditions, can you pay 3,000 from Dogra and then use Cyber Eternal to bring it back? Or it says it's summoning conditions. So again, that ruling is stupid. It's like negating the summon of a monster from the extra deck, which means you cannot special summon it from the graveyard because it was negated somehow by Solemn Judgment, but you can still use Monster Reborn from main deck monsters if the summon of those monsters were negated. It's just confusing, isn't it? Speaking of confusion, Future Fusion. So it sends fusion materials to the graveyard, except that won't be necessary with the other card there. And this card's had several erratas. I think it was banned at one point because of Chaos Dragons, which Chaos Dragons, I'm glad they're gone now with the eradication of Thunder Dragons. But Machine Duplication. So the trick with this card that every Cyber Dragon player uses is summon a Cyber Dragon that says, if this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon on the field or graveyard, then you can use Machine Dupe because it has less than 500 attack, and you can special summon other Cyber Dragons from the deck. And guess what? It bypasses the rules of your Cyber Dragon having less than 500 attack points, because, yeah, you just need the Cyber Dragons to activate Machine Dupe. You just need a monster with less than 500 attack. Never mind the actual stats of the monsters in the deck. So it's confusing, but it's a damn good strategy. And that's how you can go into your rank 5 so easily. And link monsters for Cyber Dragons. And there's just so much it could do. Like, I wonder how good it will be. And this is a really good card, Cyber Dark Invasion, to target a Cyber Dark effect monster you control, equip a dragon or machine from either graveyard to it as an equipped spell. Now, there is a card called Generator Rebirth, I think, that's coming out in Brothers of Legend, and that's when I'm gonna wait until I do a deck profile on Cyber Dragon, Cyber Darks, to see how well the deck is with those two cards, the Generator Rebirth, as well as Dragonroid. So we'll wait and see what happens. There's Powerwall. That was definitely a card that Zane used. And I'm sure Powerwall could be the next That Grass Looks Greener. It depends. Like, it won't be as good, obviously. But I'm sure there are some crazy strategies you can do with this. So sending one card from top of your deck to your grave for every 500 damage you would have taken. Yeah, any deck that relies on milling your own deck, like sending every card to the graveyard. There's Paleozoiconadia, Cybernetic Overflow. Now, there were two really popular cards that were getting this set hyped. Obviously, Infinity Impermanence, but there was Lightning Storm, and I think they swapped out Lightning Storm with Cybernetic Overflow, and this card is just perfect for Cyber Dragons. And yes, I know we're disappointed that we could have had Lightning Storm in a structure deck, but, you know, Konami's not that generous for us TCG players. They've done this several times with cards that should be in a structure deck, but then they take it out for whatever reason. Like Droll and Lockbird, I remember, was the first example I saw of this, and they swapped it out from a Cyber structure deck with Launcher Commander. And I like the design of Launcher Commander, but yeah, Droll and Lockbird, I think everyone would have preferred to have that over pretty useless Cyber's monster. But anyway, of course we got the Power Bond ourselves, and a really crazy cover card. Like, look at this, 4 cards deep. Why do they do it this way? But anyway, that's a bit of history from old versus new Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks. And what do you guys think of the Cyber Strike structure deck? Do you think it's going to be competitive? Do you think there are other ways of making the deck better? Because I'll bring out some of the examples that I've had. Oops, off to the side. So, obviously, the Cyber Dragon Infinity, you definitely need to get one. And Cyber Dragon Nova, if you have any luck getting that. And there's also Artifact Durandal, which shuffles your opponent's hand, and then, well, your hand as well, and your opponent, both players have to draw the same number of cards after they shuffle their hand into the decks. So say your opponent adds a card to their hand, then, alright, shuffle it back, and then, yeah. Also, when a monster effect is activated or normal spell and trap, you can detach a material and the effect becomes destroy a spell or trap, so you can change the effects. Yes, Infinity is better, but there's an option there. And also have a playset of Galaxy Soldier. This card's always been a bit pricey, like not too expensive, like $7 to $10 for each one. And of course this works really well with Cyber Dragons as well, being a level 5 monster, which means you can easily go into Cyber Dragon Nova if you have the other Cyber Dragon on the field. And you can send another light monster, which, guess what, Cyber Dragons are light, and special summon this card, and you can add one. Okay, so it turns out that I ran out of space on my phone. Let's get back into it. So we're talking about the missing pieces for the Cyber Dragons. Like, you need Galaxy Soldier and Cyber Dragon Nova. And then the other cards that I have, consider Pleiades, because it's a rank 5 and you need just 2 level 5 lights, which of course Cyber Dragons are light, but you can also bounce a card from the field to the hand with this guy on your field. And it's a quick effect, so there's some disruptions there. And we have Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. So this was pretty common among Cyber Dragon players, because, you know, we all heavily focused on using the extra deck, because this card can just snatch one of your opponent's monsters in the extra deck as fusion material, which nowadays it has to be links, because why would you put an Xyz monster in the extra deck zone, or extra monster zone? But still, it's a good card for any scenario like that. And last but not least, we have Cyber Dragon Zyger. So with this card, the way it's worded is pretty weird, but it is a very good card for Cyber Dragons. So the way it works is during each battle phase, or the battle phase of a turn, because there's only one battle phase per turn, if this card has not yet declared an attack, you can target a machine monster you control with 2100 or more attack, and for the rest of the turn that monster gains 2100 attack and defense. Also, an player takes battle damage from attacks involving this monster, so it's referring to Cyber Dragon Zyger. Because, I mean, that's really good to boost an opponent. Oh no, why would you boost your opponent's monster's attack? You want to boost your own monster's attack. Oh boy, I'm bad with words, aren't I? But anyway, that will be the end. I'll wait until we have the Brothers of Legend set, so I get Declaration of Rebirth and Dragonroid. Because I think I was calling it Generator Rebirth, but yep, I think everyone will be happy with the reprint of Infinity and Permanence now that you can get it for $20 or $10 on the market, because the structure decks here in Australia cost $20, but yeah, the Australian dollar isn't worth as much as the American dollar, and that's why it's like that. But that'll be the end, and until next time, until I do a Brothers of Legend opening, until then, take care, mates.